All right, Coach, day one in the books at SECs. You can't really talk about what happened today without first starting with Jan Rondry on a solo. Second place in the long jump, best ever by a Gamecock male at the SEC indoor meet. I know you think he left a little bit out there and that there's a lot of improvement to make, but for tonight, a historic finish for him also gets him into NCAAs. You got to feel great about what Jan accomplished.
I really feel great about it, and it couldn't happen to a finer young man. You know, he just got here last year in January. This is really his first full year here, and his transition has been one that's been very smooth. And Coach D has worked through a language barrier because he really wasn't that good at English, to a point of getting him to understand what she's asking him to do. And the other thing, he had a great will to do what he was asked to do, which is just phenomenal. So anytime a kid works as hard and is agreeable and goes through a change, because he was a pretty good jumper when he came. You know, he was just barely a 25-footer, but he had that potential to jump for when we first saw him, and now for it come through for him at a big stage. I always believe in big stages. People do things when there's nobody at the contest, but when you do it in the SEC on the biggest stage, that speaks volumes of his character and the strength of him as a competitor.
You had two other guys. They didn't score tonight because it was only prelims on the track, but TT took care of business in the 200. Otis made a fantastic push in the 800, and both of those guys are set up not just to score, but maybe even to stand on top of the podium tomorrow night with the way that they competed tonight.
You know, both of those are great. You know, TT had a little mishap. We had a starting problem for the 60 meters, which I thought TT should have made the finals. And so he had to come back and get himself together tonight for the 200, being a favorite, which puts a lot of pressure on him. And he's never had a big event, a big performance on a big stage. And this year was a come-through night for him. I think it proved a lot to him. He understands that the big stage is what you're trying to get on and why you came to the SEC. Being the favorite puts a little bit of extra pressure, but the way he managed that race tonight after having not such a great 60, where Deja Vu starts coming back, am I in a championship type meet and not coming up to expectations I should be. Those things had to be, you could see in his face after that race that, oh my God, here it goes again, as hard as I've worked, and I really want to be an international level runner. So he did a lot of growing tonight. And so I'm really pleased at that. I'm glad he stepped through that phase. He knew that we all were watching to see that, and so is the rest of the conference watching, because TT has run fast before, but has he run fast on the big stage? And that big stage is what we keep talking about. Who can perform on the big stage? And Otis is really surprising because his belief in himself exceeds all of the hype and the recruitment of everybody else in the race. He's frightening his confidence to come from being in a fifth spot with one lap to go on an 800-meter track and burst around the group. And he was the second seed in that race. And he just demolished the first seed in that race, and which was phenomenal to see that kind of move by him. I hope tomorrow that he didn't get tangled up into the track, but he was very patient and confident because he couldn't get out of a box. And we were screaming, get out of the box, get out. And every time he would try, someone else would come up on the outside of him. And he was patient, and he made a big burst. I don't think anybody will have a better finish than he does. It's just he just can't get caught. And that's going to be a mature thing. He has to learn from the day. And I think Andrew has done a wonderful job bringing a 154 kid all the way to the finals in the SEC championships. And that's got to be something that we're going to talk about to our team about, when you take someone who's a walk-on that worked their way up through it. And so we're totally excited about that.
On the women's side, several solid contributors kept putting points on the board for you tonight. Rugi in the long jump. KD had a good first SECs in the shot put. Alicia had a fantastic throw and moved up to 6th in the shot put. Those three put points on the board for you and continued to really do positive things for your team.
Yeah, the people we have to hit. Every point is so critical for us. Trying to get ourselves to 20 points and such that we can get ourselves a spot higher than we were last year in this league, it is so tough. It's like Ruger's jump is the 10th best jump in the country. It gets her to the national championship. Well, it gives her the 6th best jump in the conference meet. So that's how critical those performances, those points come by. So she comes up with us 3 points in that long jump. And then Fields did a wonderful job fighting her way through the heptathlon to come up with a point. And then the girls in the shot put. You know, it was phenomenal there. KD showing up in her first conference meet and scoring. That was big for us. And then even bigger than that was still to see Springs come through there after sitting there in 8th spot to make the finals and moving all the way up to 6th. So Coach Sarge is bringing that group along quite well. And we're excited about having 2 young kids, a freshman and a sophomore in the throws, that fit up here in the SEC in 6th and 7th place. Got a lot of work to do tomorrow, you know, because our points lay in the high jump and the triple jump. I mean, we got to try to go from scoring today, having 2 and 3, 5 in one event and 3 in the other, giving us 8 points. We've got to come up with 11 points tomorrow. I mean, that's on the board. In some way, we got to fight and scrap and not be down. We had a few mishaps. A freshman in the pole vault, she struggled. But we had personal bests in the girls' hurdles. Milan Parks, 8:30 is phenomenal. Started the season off at 8:70 and move all the way to the biggest meet and coming through. And then I think My Identity had an excellent run, duplicating a 7:30, 8:30. She might have PB'd for the season, and I know she did in the 200. And our girls in the quarter, they didn't make finals, but they had seasonal best, and that's what our goals were coming in here. And then our girls in the 3,000 AK ran a tremendous race. And then in the 15 in the mile, we had a great finish. We were 11th, 1 spot from making the finals. So our kids are having an incredible meet, and everybody in the conference is noticing that. It's just that we haven't gotten to the point of points. But you can't ask kids anything other than their best. And that's what we're going to keep talking about. Keep having personal best, and they will lead you to points. And that's what we're trying to do here. Get our 20 points, move us up 1 spot from where we were last year. And on our men's side, stay in here and see can we move up two spots. And I think we got a good shot.